Hey guys, let's get more news from Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Falcons fire Arthur Smith as head coach after 3 seasons. The Arthur Smith era is over in Atlanta after 3 seasons. The Falcons fired the head coach late Sunday night after missing the postseason for the 6th consecutive season, the third under Smith, the team announced. Decisions like this are never easy, and they never feel good, Falcons owner Arthur Blank said in a statement, following a meeting with team CEO Rich McKay in which they decided to dismiss Smith. "We have profound respect for Coach Smith and appreciate all the hard work and dedication he has put into the Falcons over the last 3 years. He has been part of building a good culture in our football team, but the results on the field have not met our expectations. After significant thought and reflection, we have determined the best way forward for our team is new leadership in the head coaching position. A search for the team's new head coach will begin immediately," per the statement, with Blank, McKay leading the way with input from General Manager Terry Fontenot, among others. Thusly, Fontenot would seem to be safe, as noted by NFL Network insider Tom Pelissero. The phrasing of the statement regarding Fontenot's input, coupled with him not accompanying Blank and McKay to Monday's news conference, drew questions. Blank underscored that Fontenot was in the building Monday and his role would remain the same, overseeing personnel. "If you look at a traditional table of organization, they both report to Rich McKay," Blank said of the head coach and Fontenot. "We've been clear about that. So that hasn't changed. It's kind of, Rich represents Terry up here today. Again, we're trying to divide and conquer. Just be respectful of that. It has nothing to do with Terry personally." In that respect, it was underscored Monday that Fontenot's role had not been diminished and he will continue to report to the CEO, as will whomever the next head coach is. "Arthur Smith did not report to Terry," McKay said. "And we didn't set it up that way. We didn't want it that way. We wanted a partnership where there could be a shared vision and get us what we thought we needed on the personnel side. And I think we achieved it. We're definitely in a better place than we were 3 years ago based on their collaboration. Today, as we see it, we see the same setup. We don't see the coach reporting to Terry. But Terry will have that same role of being in charge of personnel. Will it be 50-50? That's our thought going in. Could change." Smith finishes his 3-year tenure with a 21-30 record. The Falcons finished under .500 in each campaign, going 7-10 each year. After parting ways with Dan Quinn in 2020, Atlanta hired Smith in 2021, believing the former Tennessee Titans offensive coordinator's run-oriented system and efficient passing attack could boost the Falcons back into the playoffs. Steelers HC Mike Tomlin gets close look at top center at Senior Bowl. One of the Pittsburgh Steelers' biggest offseason needs is to upgrade the center position. The play of Mason Cole hasn't been up to par, and we fully expect the Steelers to look to replace him either via free agency or the 2024 NFL Draft. Head coach Mike Tomlin and general manager Omar Khan are at the Reese's Senior Bowl this week and keeping a close eye on the trenches. One guy in particular Tomlin keeps to be watching very closely is Oregon center Jackson Powers Johnson. As you can see in the video below, Tomlin went up to Powers Johnson to introduce himself. Powers Johnson is the top true center in this draft. He is a dominant run blocker who plays with a real nasty streak. He's a massive interior player with leadership and surprising athleticism. One of the Pittsburgh Steelers' biggest offseason needs is to upgrade the center position. The play of Mason Cole hasn't been up to par, and we fully expect the Steelers to look to replace him either via free agency or the 2024 NFL Draft. Head coach Mike Tomlin and general manager Omar Khan are at the Reese's Senior Bowl this week and keeping a close eye on the trenches. One guy in particular Tomlin keeps to be watching very closely is Oregon center Jackson Powers Johnson. As you can see in the video below, Tomlin went up to Powers Johnson to introduce himself. Powers Johnson is the top true center in this draft. He is a dominant run blocker who plays with a real nasty streak. He's a massive interior player with leadership and surprising athleticism. Michael Petaway Tomlin, born March 15, 1972, is an American football coach who is the head coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the National Football League, NFL. Since joining the Steelers in 2007, he has led the team to 11 playoff runs, 7 division titles, 3 AFC championship games, 2 Super Bowl appearances, and a title in Super Bowl 43. At age 36, Tomlin became the youngest head coach to win the Super Bowl, a record which was later broken by Sean McVay in Super Bowl 56. Tomlin holds the record for most consecutive non-losing seasons to begin a coaching career with 17 and has never had a losing season. Only Tom Landry, 21, and Bill Belichick, 19, have had longer such streaks at any point in their coaching careers. Upon Belichick's departure from the New England Patriots following the 2023 season, Tomlin is the NFL's longest-tenured active head coach. "It's difficult," says Ryan Tannehill about losing his starting job at the Titans. "It hasn't been an encouraging season for Tennessee Titans quarterback Ryan Tannehill." In conversation with journalists this Wednesday, the player commented on head coach Mike Vrabel's recent decision to continue with rookie Will Levis as a starter in the team's backfield. "It is difficult. I mean, I've never been in this situation before, so it hit hard. It's never a circumstance anyone wants to be in. But that's how I am, so I have to go through it," said the athlete, according to Titans reporter Jim Wyatt. Recovering from an ankle injury suffered in Week 6, the player saw Levis gain an opportunity as a starter and fall into the good graces of coach Mike Vrabel, who should keep the rookie in the position until the end of the season. In the 2 games he started, the rookie selected with the 33rd overall pick in this year's draft accumulated 500 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Even though he lost his position in the backfield, Tannehill has no hard feelings and says his focus is on helping his teammates. "It's not a fun situation to be in, but I want to be professional and handle this with class and continue to be a guy that people can trust," he said. Furthermore, the athlete said he is willing to take on a mentor role for the team's new starting quarterback. "Levis came here and played really well in the first game and did some good things in the last game as well. I'll be here to answer any questions he has and try to help him along the way." Ryan Timothy Tannehill III, born July 27, 1988, is an American football quarterback for the Tennessee Titans of the National Football League, NFL. He played college football at Texas A&M, where he was a wide receiver until his junior year, and was drafted 8th overall by the Miami Dolphins in the 2012 NFL Draft. Tannehill spent his first 7 seasons as the Dolphins' primary starter before being traded to the Titans in 2019. Initially serving as a backup, Tannehill became the starter midway through the season and led the team to the AFC Championship game. He was also named NFL Comeback Player of the Year and selected to the Pro Bowl. During his next 2 seasons, Tannehill helped the Titans clinch consecutive division titles. Tannehill was born in Lubbock, Texas, and grew up in nearby Big Spring. He attended Big Spring High School, where he played football and basketball, and ran on the track and field team. He played 10 games as a defensive back in his sophomore season. As a junior, he passed for 2,510 yards and rushed for 922 at quarterback. He took his team to the playoffs as a senior, passing for 1,258 yards and rushing for another 617. He had to miss 2 games due to a separated shoulder in the second game of his senior year. Tannehill also had 3 receptions for 62 yards and compiled a 39.2 punt average with a long of 84 yards as a senior. He received second-team District 4-4A honors for both his junior and senior seasons. Tannehill left high school a 3-star recruit according to Rivals.com. And you fan, what do you think of the Ryan Tannehill situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.